Russia has faced severe sanctions from Western countries in the past few years. But under Putin's leadership, Russia has successfully met these challenges and maintained economic stability during difficult times. It is worth mentioning that China, as a supporter of Russia, has established close cooperative relations with Russia in key areas such as energy and trade, which has largely helped Russia alleviate the crisis in energy exports. Now, Russia has deeply realized that China is a sincere and reliable strategic partner. In order to express its gratitude to China, Russia has decided to open the use of its super seaport to China. This decision will provide Chinese ships with unrestricted freedom of navigation in the Vladivostok port. So, how important is this port to China? What benefits can Russia gain from doing this? Before getting into the topic, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the Asia Rising Star channel, which will ensure that you don't miss any of our exciting content. Let's get started now. As we all know, energy exports are one of Russia's most important economic pillars. In 2021, Russia's natural gas exports reached 246.48 billion cubic meters, generating revenue of $244.2 billion, accounting for 33% of its total fiscal revenue. Most of the natural gas flowed to EU countries. As the Russia-Ukraine war conflict intensifies, most European countries have successively refused to import energy from Russia since 2022, which has dealt a serious blow to the Russian economy. In this context, Russia can only shift the focus of economic development to the Far East, hoping to maintain the operation of the domestic economy. Data shows that China has imported most of Russia's natural gas originally shipped to the EU, which has brought China's natural gas imports from Russia to more than 47.5 billion cubic meters in 2022. And the total transaction value between the two parties has reached $3.98 billion. In the same year, China also imported approximately 86.25 million tons of Russian crude oil, which accounted for approximately 35.6% of Russia's oil exports. What is even more remarkable is that in the first 7 months of 2023 alone, the value of Russia's natural gas supply to China has reached a cumulative $3.942 billion, almost equivalent to the import volume for the whole of 2022. In 2023, the crude oil trading volume between the two parties will increase by 24% compared with 2022, reaching 107 million tons. It is not difficult to find that China has played an increasingly critical role in Russia's process of achieving economic stability. In order to repay China, the Russian president announced that he would open the use of the Vladivostok port in the Far East to China. So, what is Russia's purpose in doing this? In fact, Russia's decision to open the port of Vladivostok to China is not just out of gratitude to China. I believe that behind this move, Russia has a more profound intention, that is, it hopes to strengthen its cooperative relationship with China and attract China to participate in the development and construction of this important port. Behind this strategy is the insufficient infrastructure construction in the Russian Far East, and Russia currently does not have enough resources and capabilities to improve this situation. Therefore, Russia hopes to leverage China's economic and technological strength to jointly develop and construct the Vladivostok port and its surrounding areas. As far as I know, Port of Vladivostok is located on the east coast of the Russian Far East. Currently, the port has more than 70 professional terminals, capable of docking large ships with a displacement of 100,000 tons. Its maximum cargo throughput is approximately 120 million tons, accounting for 20% of the total throughput of Russia's Pacific ports. Thanks to its special geographical location, the port has become the starting point for trade routes between the Eurasian continent and the Pacific Ocean. Therefore, it is not only the most important seaport in the Russian Far East, but also the largest container port in the region. As trade cooperation between China and Russia continues to expand, the expansion of the Vladivostok port is obviously necessary. It is expected that by 2030, the port throughput in the Russian Far East will increase to more than 100 million tons. As an important hub port, Vladivostok will continue to play its radiating role. So, what are the benefits of Russia's decision to open the Vladivostok port to China? For today's China, the seizure of this former territory by Tsarist Russia was a huge loss, which resulted in the almost complete disappearance of China's Far East coastal territory and severely restricted the development of export trade in Northeast China for more than 100 years. In the past, trade in Northeast China could only rely on rail and road transportation. Goods produced in the Northeast need to be transshipped by railway and then transported by sea to the port of Dalian, Liaoning, which undoubtedly greatly increases the transportation cost of exporting goods. Therefore, the industrial development speed in Northeast China has been relatively slow. However, if China obtains the right to use the port of Vladivostok, the development situation in Northeast China will be completely different. As one of the largest ports closest to Northeast China, Vladivostok Port will provide more convenient shipping channels for Northeast China and reduce the transportation costs of export trade in Northeast China. According to data from the Russian Customs Administration, the trade volume between the port of Vladivostok and China will reach nearly $9 billion in 2022, exceeding 66% of Hong Kong's total trade volume. This shows the key position of the Vladivostok port in promoting Sino-Russian economic cooperation. At the same time, this Far East port has become an important transportation hub for China to import Russian oil. If it has the right to use the Vladivostok port, it will become easier for China to break through the energy embargo of Western countries. More importantly, the importance of Vladivostok port is not limited to the economic field, but also involves military strategy. As strategic cooperation between China and Russia deepens, cooperation between the two countries in the military field is also increasing. The port can also serve as one of the main bases of the naval fleet in the future, providing important supplies for Chinese and Russian fleets to conduct maritime military exercises and maintain maritime security in the Pacific region, especially oil and weapons that affect the fleet's continued combat capabilities. Thank you for watching today's video. If you are interested in these exciting projects and information, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and you will receive more valuable videos in the future.